3, 2, 1, Tetris. So for those who haven't watched before, Knight is actually, she has evolved to peak kind of Tetris form and is only a hand, no body to get in the way. Far more aerodynamic this way. And you can see Xeno rolling away, got the special roller's glove. Is that Eric's rolling glove, do you think? It looks like it's maybe a bit thicker than Eric's one. I can't tell if that's an acknowledgement that it is thicker than Eric's one or it is Eric's one. I don't know. Either way, you know, don't be too distracted by me. Though I don't think there's. I mean, Xeno's a pro, so nothing is going to distract them. I think. See, look at that. They are just cool. Too cool for school. So as is often the case at this kind of level, not too much going on in these early stages of the game. Both players doing fine. Knight has a little bit of a kind of bumpiness going on there, but she's resolving that very quickly. Xeno had a little misdrop there, but you know, a couple of tucks and some fast piece movement. You wouldn't even know that there was anything unintentional there, and perhaps there wasn't. Perhaps it's just you know, my misinterpretation of the big brain moves that these pros do. But oh, we had drawn scores there for, you know, just for a split second, identical scores. Oh no, Xeno apparently already letting chat down by not doing the delayed vits. But well, I think they're perhaps different. Oh, lovely elevated burn there from Xeno. Different schools of thought about the vits. You got some people big fans of it, other people less so. Knight was getting a little high there, having to burn away a few lines, and that is going to let Xeno get a bit ahead. 228,000 for Knight, 261,000 for Xeno. But Knight is, well, almost clean again. Of course, the pieces, you know, immediately getting clean, have to cover over a little bit, but gets clean again and gets a Tetris, 275,000. And another one brings it up to 298, so closing the gap. Got the captain in chat asking for subtitles. Like, I would like to think I have a pretty clear diction. Excellent tuck there from Knight with that S piece. And is rewarded with a line and a Tetris, and is ready again. But Xeno maintaining that kind of, what is that, like a kind of Tetris and a half lead. Hasn't had to do quite as much burning. Okay, Xeno taking the safety double there. Probably realizing that they're ahead, so you know, you can not push so hard, because you know, the last thing you want to do is top out on 18. I think both of these players are going to be in it for the long haul. That's what everyone wants to see. Ooh, Things getting tough on Knight's side though. And you gotta wonder if that kind of keyboard is holding her back. Gonna really need a few, like a line would be pretty great right now. And it's not gonna come, and that is, I mean, I'm loath to call it an early top out because there's some pretty decent pace there, but 408,000 points topping out. Xeno takes game number 1 and gets one game closer to the finals. One game closer to being this month's Challengers Circuit champion. But it's early days yet. Hey, Xeno wants louder music. They're gonna get it. The current poll is to unmod Captain. Amazing. Okay, both players are ready again. Like, they're getting ready, but like, you know, I'm sort of looking down thinking, oh, I wonder when they get ready. I look up and they're already ready. They've been ready. They were born ready. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And hey, if you enjoy this music, you know, you can type in !music or !flex style. I think both of them are in chat. This is flex style. You know, you can head over there on Bandcamp, buy some of their music. I'm sure they'd appreciate it. Tell them that the classic Tetris community sent you. Well, some pretty fortunate pieces there for Knight. Kind of setting up a kind of tricky tuck, but got the perfect pieces to get both the Tetris and the tuck without having to do anything more complicated. And getting some great pieces to fill out the left as well. So look at that. Board looking perfect again. And, you know, players... Well, Knight with the very slight pace lead, but, you know, 20 lines in, can't really say very much at this stage. So what's everyone in chat doing right now? Like, it's a... What is this? This is a Monday night. Like, you know, it's kind of the most difficult day of the week, really. You know, work is just starting back up, or I guess probably school or university or whatever. It's probably a more common thing in this demographic, I'm guessing. Oh, interesting that Xeno passes up 2 L skims. Said it would have kind of skimmed that line and let them use the line for the Tetris, but perhaps they just didn't see it. I mean, hey, or maybe I missaw it. I mean, really, I should never question the moves of players that are quite this talented. Not yet, anyway. Still holding on to the dream that one day I'll max out. And I'll still not be anywhere near the level of these players even once I've maxed out. But, you know, gives you a little bit more clout, I think, to be making judgment calls. So, Seacrest M in chat is at work at this very moment. I guess just don't let your boss know that you're just watching Tetris, I guess. I don't know. Maybe your boss is cool with it. Maybe your boss likes Tetris. Cool boss. If so. Ah, Seacrest M is the boss. That's what you want. Be your own boss. Okay, Xeno getting a little high and getting a little flat. There we go, the left is built up a little bit, and there's a line, so there's no issue. I mean, with the power of rolling, was there really any kind of risk there at all? Perhaps not, although, you know, you never know when you might make a mistake. Oh, lovely little L tuck there for Xeno. Nice setup and nice execution. And they get the Tetris. Ooh, and a nice L skim there, although has been left with a line dependency, but gets to fill it immediately and gets a Tetris, so it's as if nothing ever happened. And look at this pace, actually. 500,000 points for 106 lines. That is some pretty killer pace. Are they going to be able to maintain? That's the question. I think the answer's probably yes. Ooh, although I clearly just cursed it there. Doesn't quite get the double tuck, but you know, it's no big deal. Got enough pieces to burn this out before the transition. Ooh, a last second adjustment of that J. Perhaps they didn't quite see what was going to happen there, but gradually burning this way, and look at that, with that T, yeah, that is a T, indeed. Opens up column 8, gets a column 8 Tetris, and just kind of 2 more rows to burn off. And there's a transition at 563,000 points. Meanwhile, Knight at 564,000 points. Hasn't quite transitioned yet. Really needs a few particular pieces. Doesn't want to end up in trouble in this transition, but yeah, get some great pieces to burn it away. Now just has an LJ dependency, fills it with the line, and the Tetris well is open again. Gets the Tetris, and there's still, so 593,000 points, and there's still one more Tetris that's possible to get, and there's the line for it. Transitions at 617,000 points, so there I was, kind of gawking at Xeno's pace, but Knight was ahead, is ahead, actually is ahead now, even at level 19 with Xeno at level 20. Xeno having to burn away some junk. Oh, and a misdrop of the S is going to make things hard. It's feasible with rolling, but oh, these pieces. Gonna need some kind of fortunate pieces, ideally. I got a cross burnt into the board there. Slightly cursed. Oh, and that is going to be it for Xeno. A kind of a early top out, I guess. For, I mean, at this level, I would call these early top outs. Like 609,000 points, nothing to scoff at, but definitely, probably not how they wanted it to go. So that's a game apiece. And Xeno is just ready to get straight back into it. And, oh, it looks like Knight... Oh, no, Knight's going to get the elevator Centaur Tetris, but there we go, there she tops out. Some good sportsmanship there. It'd be great if just one day, like, you know, I think half of commentary is just saying what you see, right? Obvious stuff, you know. Oh, they didn't want to go out early. Well, I mean, of course, who does? But then, it's kind of fun. Like, maybe one day someone will want to. Like, I'm pretty sure I was commentating a Tugi match, and, like, he was ill and did just want to, just wanted to finish as quickly as possible. But anyway, let's get going. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Of course, I say ill. Ill is kind of code for hungover, right? I mean, you are technically ill, right? I mean, self-inflicted, but it's ill. Okay, so here's hoping for a game where both players go to distance now. I think Knight is warmed up. Xeno is probably warmed up. I mean, he's got a glove on, so, you know, at least that one hand will be nice and warm. Sorry, they've got a glove on. Do excuse me. So you've got cwiiis very helpfully pasting the dictionary definition of ill in chat, and indeed, not in full health. Which, yeah, if you're hungover, you're definitely not in full health. If only health potions existed IRL. Well, I mean, you know, there are things that do make you feel better when, you know, you're in those kinds of states. Like, certainly, when I'm hungover, like a nice tomato juice definitely helps out. Or a V8 juice, you know, if you're that way inclined. Okay, Xeno, not in trouble, but just some unfortunate pieces. Does get some good pieces to clear it out again, though. And there we go. Their board now looking nice and clean, and gets the Tetris. Meanwhile, Knight's board not looking nice and clean at all. And Xeno doing some screen looking by the looks of it. Screen looking a la kind of JD in whichever tournament where he won first. What was that, 2018, I want to say. Definitely lots of missed drops that were caused by screen looking, but then, you know, the pressure of a live tournament changes the game up considerably, I believe. Oh, I missed a dirty Tetris for Knight. Don't worry, the chat's got my back. Hey, drinking game for CTM. Every time the commentator misses something that's really cool and chat gets it, take a drink. Surprisingly difficult to watch 2 games at once. But that is the job. So, Knight sticking with this center well, or off center well, let's call it. This column 8 well. And it's doing well for her. 256,000, that is behind Xeno's 320,000. But there's the line. And she is Tetris ready again. You do have to choose a side. It's some delayed tuck setups there for Knight, and getting really high with that square. Oh, and they're just putting piece on piece, but yeah, finally, I don't know. Oh no, that is one piece too far for Knight, and Knight tops out at 333,000. So we've got another early top out. Players kind of looking to speedrun this section of the bracket. So, commiserations tonight there. Unfortunate pieces. Many of them in a row. But you know, sometimes it happens like that. So GG's. Oh, I've given the heart to the wrong person, of course. Let's correct that. You don't get hearts for topping out early. And we got readies from both players again. So let's get it going. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. So I was just sort of thinking, like, how would a Tetris tournament work if you scored points for early top outs? And obviously that doesn't work, but maybe a kind of idea for a type of tournament. Like, you predict the score you're going to get has to, I guess, be, you know, maybe above some kind of threshold. I don't know. Like, and if you don't get within a certain amount of the score, you know, or whoever gets closer wins. I don't know. Whoever gets closer and higher. I know this doesn't work, does it? I think you just have to play normal Tetris. This is a very ill thought out idea. Should have kept that one to myself. Back to the drawing board. So Knight starting off with a bit of trouble, but get some good pieces to get out of it. And yeah, nice and low now. choosing to now build on top of that one row of junk. Ooh, kind of I think a misdrop there, but manages to get the exact right piece to kind of correct it. And that square was badly timed, but then a line right after it meant it was not so bad. Yeah, nowhere for these square pieces for Knight. So having to take a few more burns. But Xeno's board also looking, you know, a little bit janky. Oh, setting up the Vits there. Xeno knows what he did, what they did. Like a, you know, filthy move. But yeah, Xeno is one more game away from going to the finals. So it's all on the line now. Knight will want to be staying in this one. But she's had a bit of a, just a bit of a rough, a rough time in general, really. This is probably not the setup that she would prefer to be playing with, like having, you know, emulator and keyboard. And yet somehow still kind of putting in a great performance. But yeah, a good amount behind now, over 100,000 points behind, in fact. 191,000 points for Knight, 307,000 points for Xeno. But Knight has managed to narrow these leads, certainly in that second game. So you shouldn't count her out yet. And we're still, again, very early on. And we haven't really seen a game go a good distance past transition, past the first transition. Yet, not yet tonight. I expect we will before the night is over. I mean, I know for a fact that Xeno has some pretty decent 29 play in them. Oh, and a last second adjustment there for the line as well from Xeno. And for that J as well. Gotta love these adjustments. Oh, I just got a cup of tea. Yes, always good to stay hydrated. Preferably with tea. Okay, Xeno once again with a pretty monster pace, and I think it's fair to say, Knight setting up for the dirty Tetris, and just one piece too late that line comes. Or too early, I mean, depends how you look at it, I suppose. And unfortunately doesn't manage to capitalize on it, but a good thing to kind of get rid of it as soon as possible, really. Don't want to kind of have these kind of dirty setups and then linger on them and then end up topping out early. But yeah, Xeno's pace, pretty amazing. One more Tetris to go. Transitions at 635,000 points. So extremely good transition score from Xeno. And Knight has transitioned at 515,000 or thereabouts. I kind of might have missed the exact transition score there, but you know, you're watching, you can see it. Oh, and Knight setting up very dangerously. There you go. Now just kind of burning it back down. Like some supreme tapper movement there. Look at that, right back down to the ground. And looking safe, looking good. 555,000 points for Knight, but Xeno is on a tear. 747,000 at level 21. So yeah, I think it's fair to say that Xeno has warmed up and is now kind of unleashing their full potential. Or somewhere thereabouts. And you got to wonder, with Xeno capable of 29 play, Alice is going to have a tough time catching up. But then that's the other thing, I suppose, with of rolling, is that sometimes, you know, accuracy can be an issue. But that's not looking to be the case of Xeno. Let's look at that, another Tetris right back down to the ground. 848,000 points for Xeno, 727,000 points for Knight. Both players looking safe, looking good, playing good. Good looking stacks. But yeah, Xeno with the pretty considerable lead. Oh, interesting. Yeah, good move there from Xeno, actually. Kind of could have ended up with what would have been like, what, 3 LJ dependencies. Instead went for 2 dependencies, 1 L, 1 J kind of thing. And yeah, was rewarded for it. That's like a tricky decision to make, I think, in the heat of the moment. And Xeno playing so high up. But there you go, there's a Tetris. 989,000 points. And very close to maxing out. 992. And there's a max out. A26 for Xeno. Knight still a bit behind, but certainly not a bad score. I'd certainly not be disappointed. 852,000 points for Knight at level 28 now. So probably not max outable without some 29 play. And Xeno still Tetrising, still scoring. A97 right now. Looks like well, yeah, no drought. So there's the B33 for Xeno. And we have transitioned again. And Xeno is rolling. And Knight has transitioned and is tapping and is still somehow scoring on emulator on keyboard. Like, the difficulty of playing with that setup. Knight is still going, but has a considerable amount to catch up, and I don't know that that's possible. But that is the most valiant attempt I think anyone could have made. But Xeno is going to take it. 3 games to 1. And Xeno is going to go on to the final. So GG's both players. What an excellent last game. That's exactly what you wanted to see. Let's count it down. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And we can adjust that a little bit. Look at that. There we go. Get that. Get that. Look at that wonderful kind of clean uniform that O was wearing. Kind of putting atkoster to shame there, really. Atkoster just in your more traditional kind of jeans and t-shirt. But O, like full on chef's outfit. Setting a good example. Okay, so interesting that atkoster's board kind of, I would say, looked worse for the start there, but he is actually ahead. Called them complaining about the lack of emotion in my 3-2-1. Well, I am British, so you get what you get. Okay, O having to pass up on that Tetris and has inserted a very small O in the middle of their stack. I'm good. I'm glad it wasn't an actual complaint, because the emotion is not going to increase. Well, I don't know. Maybe once we get to like kill screen level, you know, I might be overcome with emotion at that point. Yeah, once we got to the what are we calling it? The super kill screen? I'm not up to date on what the decision was on. Yeah, we don't call it a double kill screen, right? And I guess we're not going to have it in challenges anyway. But you know, yeah. Okay, once we just get to the first kill screen, then I promise that the emotion will go up just one notch, just one. I've got to maintain decorum. So yeah, at Costa, very far ahead actually, and it's weird because I've been trying to watch both players, and I haven't seen O doing anything particularly wrong, but at Costa is very significantly ahead, and O's pace not so great. Okay, there's something wrong, but you know, not terrible. Just need a line. But yeah, 425,000 points for atkoster, 207,000 points for O. And Smart there, seeing the line and being able to kind of stash that L for a delayed burn. Oh, interesting there, though, with that one. But yeah, you know, I guess at this stage, if you're rolling and you know that you've got, you know, increased mobility at level 19 and perhaps some level 29 play in your great big chef's hat, but maybe you can afford to go just a little bit more conservative at this level 18. I mean, shaking the head, it's probably just warming up, you know, but you know, we can suppose about these things. And if you want screaming Tetris commentary, you gotta get King on the job. For sure, I am not King. No. And I thank the Lord every day. No, I'm kidding, of course. Man, everyone loves to dunk on King, but certainly one of the hardest working members of the community. So at Costa's pace, just about to transition at 618,000 points. A heck of a pace and a heck of a transition score for at Costa. And now we're really starting to warm up, and perhaps those extra minutes that O afforded him to kind of get his game dialed in, get all that B-type practice in, has let him kind of kick off with this pretty monumental transition score. Though now with the center well, not the most ideal, but there we go. Perfect kind of what's the word? Perfect transfer, well transfer. No burns. And there's another Tetris. O has transitioned, has 465,000 points at level 20, so yeah, a considerable amount behind. It's going to take some catching up, and you got to wonder, even with rolling, I expect O is probably hoping for an early top out. Not that it would be that early, to be honest, at this point. But, you know. What do you call it when it's just slightly early? There must be a word for that, right? Again, answers on a postcard. Stick them in chat. If someone comes up with the right word, I'll pretend I thought about it and give no credit. I wouldn't do that. Of course not. Yeah, at Costa, I mean, in fairness, is the favourite to win this. So, like, although O has the power of rolling on his side, at Costa is seed number 2. And I do believe... Is Xeno seed number 1? I don't think so. Well, wait, no. I guess you should have a look at the bracket. Okay, Xeno is seed number 1. So, you know, the first seed has gotten through, but so has the second. So, if anything, despite the rolling, O is the underdog in this match. And at Costa is certainly showing why, with 846,000 points at level 25, 707,000 points at level 25 for O. I think that's caught up just slightly, but still over 100,000 points behind. But it does look like O has kind of hit his rhythm and is playing really nice, good, clean Tetris, upping that pace, getting those pieces all the way over to the left. And yeah, little by little, eating into that lead perhaps, but there we go, max out for atkoster, A12 at level 27. And it's all to play for now. Level 28 for atkoster. Does he have any kill screen play? That's the question. Oh, and not a top out there. Excuse me, there's no top out here. But a misdrop there from O is going to harm the pace. And yeah, going to want to get some particular pieces to kind of burn this out before transition, and is just not going to get them quite when he wants them. Now just a few lines away. Oh, atkoster's going to top out at B20 though. Not really an early top out. One line away from the kill screen transition, and that's going to be enough. atkoster takes game number 1. So yeah, GG's. O's performance definitely improved as that game went on. Certainly post the level 19 transition, you could see that his pace started to increase. The board was looking good. So let's see if in going into this second game, if that makes a difference. Like, O is ready, clapping his opponent. I love this great sport. The Tetris community is just fantastic for sportsmanship. Like, everyone just such cool, chill people. And yeah, atkoster just taking a lap to warm down, perhaps. A lap around the room. I've got Trisky Sky in chat saying that they would really want to see Xeno versus atkoster in the finals. I don't know. I just want to see a good finals. I hope whoever plays best gets there. And both these players have been playing great so far, and they're both ready. So I think we can count it down again. And here's the unemotional countdown coming up. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Actually, I guess kind of exasperation is an emotion, so I've kind of failed making this completely emotionless. I do apologize. I wonder sometimes when you see like that's, I mean, you're looking at the grip, say on atkoster's screen, like oh, it's interesting that O was starting off with Das there, and oh, that's gonna be an early top out for O. That is, yeah, that is unfortunate. I was just gonna make the comment that they looked like they started off with Das, and then we're gonna switch to rolling as it got a little bit higher up, and yeah, then came the top out. So I guess we're one step closer to an atkoster versus Xeno final. If that's what you wanted to see. Chances are certainly a little bit higher for that now. Yeah, you gotta consider that O is in Australia. This is like basically first thing in the morning. I'm pretty sure that my Tetris game is not so great first thing in the morning either. I mean, certainly I'm not going to be getting to kill screen. Hey, be careful what you wish for in chat. Sky saying they didn't want to see it happen this way. But, you know, you got to specify these things. You made your wish, and somewhere the monkey's paw curled, and you got exactly what you wished for. Well, or maybe you did. I mean, you know, you never know. Oh, hold up. Wait, what? There's another outfit? Does O work like 2 jobs? So, got the first job as a chef, and then, I don't know. I guess bets in chat on what the other job is. But in the meantime, let's count down. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. I know, if this job is chef, I know, what would be kind of a good... kind of like a what's the word I'm looking for? Complimentary. That's the word I'm looking for. What would be a good complimentary job for chef? Butcher? That would be a bit grim though. I don't think that's going to be it. Like you know, dress as a chef for the semis and then change into your kind of butcher's. I don't know, what do you call like what do butchers wear? Aprons? Like smocks? I don't know. Oh, I like that. B-Kid in chat saying, chef by day, underwater welder by night. Though I imagine the reality is very different. Like, underwater welder, that sounds very cool. Right? Like, is that just me? Like if someone, you know, if you met someone, you're having a chat in a bar or whatever, and you're like, so what do you do, you know, what do you do for work? And they're like, oh, I'm an underwater welder. You'd be pretty impressed, right? Like, I think you would. Smooth Motion saying, oh, has all the village people outfits, but I'm pretty sure chef wasn't one of the village people outfits, right? Like, what was it? Was it police officer, construction worker, fireman? I know. Oh, and well, yeah, and inappropriate Native American, right? Like, I don't know. Is that correct? Are those the outfits? Someone can correct me in chat. It's only recently that I've really kind of been listening to this particular song, and like you hear the words and I kind of think maybe they could have taken one of Pumpy's courses on music writing. So, you know, it's got a good beat, but the words, almost making a mistake there, but it looks pretty good to me. It looks like they managed to just last second adjust and get things into a good state. Oh, and can't use that line. That is unfortunate. Okay, atkoster's board. Now also looking a little bit spicy, but gets the L just in time, gets the J over. And really needs a line, and of course, there it is, one piece too late. And there's another one though. And atkoster gets the reprieve, burns the double, and is going to immediately just burn, even at that height, not going to wait for another line. And yeah, I mean, as it happens, a line would have come, but it's certainly the sensible move. A lot of last second adjustments there from atkoster actually. And they all worked out. So there you go. Okay, O's board looking challenging, let's say. But he's making his way out. I mean, neither player with fantastic starts here. So neither of them really need to be too worried about the other one getting the lead, as I think it's going to be a little while. Although, actually no, atkoster is looking good and is starting to catch up that deficit. Though is still behind, with O at 270,000, atkoster at 257,000. And atkoster slightly ahead on lines. Oh, and O with a long series of tucks there. And still has a kind of T-tuck waiting there. And there's the T. Oh, doesn't... Oh, that's a nice way of resolving it, actually. I thought the T was going to go in sideways, but no. He saw the L piece come in next and did the moves that had better piece affordance, for sure. Wrongly in chat. An unfortunate series of tucks with Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey? Carey, that's better. Not Carrey. Carey. Always like Jim Carrey. I think it's I mean, everyone loves Jim Carrey, right? But I actually think he's a bit of an underrated actor. Kind of a shame he hasn't done more kind of slightly more serious roles, I think. Like, I mean, it's still, you know, a black comedy kind of thing with the Truman Show, but the Truman Show was great, and he's really good in what's the you know, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Like, I think he's got like a, you know, like some serious acting chops. But anyway, 411,000 point transition for atkoster. And yeah, O has closed that gap and is going to have a higher transition score because, there we go, 429,000 point transition for O. So the tables have turned. The turns have tabled. Oh, a bit of a kind of risky business there from O. It didn't really pay off. It's going to now have to burn a few lines away and hope that the line comes at the right time. And the line does come at the right time, so there you go. Now just has an LJ dependency to get rid of, and does get rid of it, but has to burn a couple of lines with it as well. Yeah, both players going at it now. Atkoster only needs one more game to take the sweep, so O is really gonna wanna win this one, and does have a fairly significant, lovely S tuck there from O. Does have a fairly significant pace lead, and the ability to get a few points on level 29. So if they can kind of keep this up, and if the pieces are kind of, you know, friendly for him, then we could see this go for a bit longer, at least. At least one more game. Maybe two, maybe three. Wait, would there be 3 more games? Yes, there would. Wait, no, there would only be 2 more games, right? What am I talking about? Another Tetris for O, 689,000 points. Atkoster at 715,000 points, but does have that awkward line to burn off. And kind of burns it off really smartly, though. Well, almost. Oh, then just some unfortunate, you know, an unfortunate series of pieces. And could really do with a line. Oh, just that. almost prescient piece placement there from atkoster, seeing that line and getting the Tetris in with that sort of small adjustment when they could have, you know, spent a few more lines burning off. But managing to maximize efficiency, and now going with the center well, and is rewarded for it. 802,000 points for atkoster, but O is ahead and behind in lines. 827,000 points and about 10 lines behind. Bit of a misdrop there, but no big deal. Oh, unfortunate pieces there for O. Making some good adjustments for them, but now just seems to be getting trolled by RNG. Oh, atkoster tops out at 840,000 though, just while I wasn't looking, and that means that O takes it. And a dirty Tetris there for O as well. And he's as surprised as I am, or perhaps even more so. But yeah, O takes game number 3 and stays in the game. And yeah, gets that kill screen Tetris, and then tops out like a gentleman. Yeah, GG's both players. That was some pretty clutch Tetris there at the last second. And O is going to stay in it and is going to put a score on the board. Isn't going to go out. Isn't going to get swept at the very least. Okay, O is hydrating. Smart, good move. Clever. So we are pretty close to the finals now. The winner of this game is going to go on to fight Xeno, who won the first game against Knight. Xeno, the #1 seed for this Challenger circuit, and also a CTWC. Was it top 8 or top 16? I don't know, maybe top 8. I can't remember how it was now. It's so long ago. But put in a great performance in CTWC as well, so definitely a force to be reckoned with. Okay, both players are ready. O is flexing his chef's hands. It's like, what are these things on the ends of my wrist? Anyway, 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And it's great that O's capture card has held out as well, so you know, we've had great games and no significant dropouts. It's been good. I'm so confident I don't mind jinxing it by making that comment. Okay, atkoster going super efficient, but it did not work out in the end. Was avoiding a double and ended up having to take a few singles on top of it because the line is not forthcoming. There it is finally, and Tetris for atkoster, but O is already ahead. Oh no, there you go, there's another one. But yeah, O is kind of a Tetris ahead at this point. Atkoster hits the spin, the S spin. Had someone in chat asking, you know, how can you get this game? Obviously, you know, we don't condone pirating, but what you can do, you can play classic Tetris rules in Tetris Effect Connected. You know, available on all the platforms. Not that I don't think we're sponsored or anything like that, but you know, good to give a shout out to the Tetris company. Yeah, so classic score attack mode in Tetris Effect Connected lets you play with classic rules, and it does play, you know, pretty much bang on a game of classic Tetris. I do find it's a little tough when you're a DAS player, like the kind of, because it's not really perfectly frame timed, it's kind of timed just on time kind of thing. So if you know, what you want to do is kind of set your monitor to have a very fast refresh or whatever, turn VSync off, and you get the kind of lowest latency, and it's playable like that as a DAS player, I find anyway. But you know, you can't beat an old CRT and the NES, or you know, some FPGA equivalent if you want to kind of have the real feel. Okay, so atkoster setting up a bunch of tucks, and kind of a situation developing a little bit on O's side as well. I was going to have a line dependency on the left. Does get the line though, so bailed out, and then immediately kind of has to cover back over, but again bailed out by the game. Board now looking good again, and gets the Tetris. And yeah, players about neck and neck now. atkoster has closed that gap. Well, no, you know, or maybe not actually. Maybe it is about basically the same. Oh no, I take it back. Yeah, has closed the gap. They're now neck and neck, completely level, with also similar heights of stack and similar amounts of Tetris waiting to be banked. And O is going to have to take some safety burns, but atkoster actually manages to capitalize on both Tetrises that were waiting. So does take the very, very, very slight pace lead. And oh, that square placement is daring on atkoster's side. But does pay off, and now sets up the line dependency, and that's an interesting move, so that you're low enough that it's not so dangerous to do so. And it's not something you see happen except for quite high level players, I find, actually, that they're not too afraid to set up line dependencies when they know that it's okay. Okay, so atkoster safety double to kind of reduce the bumpiness of their stack just a little bit, and gets that Tetris. 418,000 points for atkoster, 427,000 points for O, but that is a serious misdrop with that S. But manages to roll that line all the way over. So, well, I mean, this is high up enough that anything can happen, so, you know, kind of hold your breath at this point. Hopefully the RNG gods smile upon O, give him the pieces that he needs to burn out of this. A line now would be perfect, and there it is. Look at that. Great sequence of pieces for O. Manages to get out of trouble. But that is going to harm pace just a little bit. Has managed, although atkoster's board now also looking a little bit rough. They get the line, but that's only going to be a triple. And another line is just a split double. And they transition at 502,000 points. O transitions at 468,000 points, but with the better looking stack, although atkoster's going to kind of take a centerwell setup. Oh, nice little S tuck there to get the board back in order. Oh, interesting move there from atkoster. Kind of a gamble that paid off. Probably, you know, hadn't seen a line for a little while, so was counting on one happening, you know, in short order, and it did. Doesn't always happen that way, though. And another Tetris for atkoster. 572,000 points, but O is at 573, so we really are neck and neck once again. It seems, you know, as soon as one player gets a little bit ahead, they start to encounter some trouble that the other player doesn't encounter, so it is all to play for. Yeah, gambler's fallacy, indeed. The piece distribution is random. It's silly to think, oh, I've not had a line in a while, so I'll count on getting a line. That's not exactly how this works, I don't think. Any statisticians in chat want to weigh in on that? I mean, you know, do go ahead. It's a very difficult word to say. Statistician. Oh, gosh. But yeah, O is, once again, not with the best looking board, and that is allowing Costa now to actually build what I'd consider, you know, a lead, an actual lead. And, O was so close there to having a dirty Tetris, but didn't quite kind of make it. But there's burning down. Now just needs an L or a line. That line will do it. And takes a few kind of skims and gets down to the bottom again. 679,000 points for O. But meanwhile, atkoster is behind in lines and massively ahead in score. 817,000 points. So another efficient game from atkoster. Looking to max out once again. I think that really kind of goes to show as well, like atkoster, the tapping style, like rolling certainly has more potential at this kind of speed, but atkoster's decisions have just been on point. Like just really great decisions. Although, oh, that line hang is a bit unfortunate. So yeah, gonna have to burn that down and then hopefully, yeah, tap that line all the way over to the left. And so now has a couple of drunk rows, but at level 28. Probably not going to burn them off. Probably going to... Oh, yeah, okay. Just work on top of them. Just try and eke out those last kind of few possible Tetrises. At 998,000 points now. O is already rolling on the kill screen at 931. And atkoster is going to top out at level 28 again at 998,000 points. So we have a kill screen Chasedown right now. 998,000 points is the score to beat. 999 will do it. Is it going to happen? There's definitely lining out would be the sensible move right now. Because it's very close. There's not too many more points. And if you can keep your nerve... Oh, this is... looking... God, it's tense. Oh, and can he get a line all the way over to the left? And that is gonna be it. atkoster takes game number 4 and progresses on to the final to fight Xeno. Xenophilius.
Hey everybody, this is your old pal Vandweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell. And follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Thank you, and have a nice day.